As a reminder, video recording is not permitted in the interview room. Recording courtesy of Hammond Communications will be available as soon as this news conference is complete at ncaa.com/media. As you'll see on your sheet, today's session attendance was 4,500. Good afternoon, and please welcome Oregon State Beavers head coach Scott Rueck and our student athletes Sydney Weiss and Gabriella Hansen. First, we'll have an opening statement from the coach, and then we'll move on to questions from our student athletes. Coach?
All right. Well, I don't know at this point if there's anything real profound to say other than the obvious. I love this team. I just absolutely love them. I just told them, you're doing something right and you're part of something special and you never want it to end. And this was a group that was just an absolute blast to go to work with every day. They gave everything they had every day, and it was demanded out of this group by these two sitting next to me. Today, obviously started the way we wanted, but we were playing against a great team, and Florida State played an awesome game today. Their athleticism hurt us. They hurt us on the boards, even though we won the boards. This game had so many stretches in it that were big runs for us, for them, and then finally for them. And the hot team wins in March, and they were that today. And so it ends for us. But I could not be more proud of what this group's done. It's hard to look at the big picture at the moment, but the big picture is crazy. All the firsts that these two have experienced over their 4 years, along with our other seniors, is just gives me a huge sense of pride to be a part of it. It's a blessing to be their coach. It was also a blessing to look up and see so much orange today. We knew Beaver Nation would travel, and they didn't disappoint. And so we hoped for a longer weekend, but credit Florida State with a great game today and a great win.
Thanks, Coach. Now for questions for our student athletes only. Remember, please state your name and media outlet before your question, and if you can, direct that to a player directly.
Michelle Smith, ESPNW. Sydney, what changed from the way you guys started to when they started chipping away at the lead?
They were starting to sag in the paint a little bit more, and so in the first quarter we were able to get a few layups, and we were really aggressive, drawing fouls, getting to the rim. But I think in the second quarter they adjusted, and they've always played aggressive on balls, and so that threw us off a little bit. We weren't able to see or make reads as quick as we should have, and I think that we called plays to try and get it down low, but they were doing a really good job taking that away.
Jordan Culver with the Tallahassee Democrat. Sydney, at halftime, what was this team's mentality like? Florida State was starting to creep back down just 5. What was the mentality of the team like?
Yeah, everyone was speaking during halftime. We were saying to go back to being that aggressive team offensively, and they got a roll going on their offensive side of the floor. And so we were talking a lot of strategy, getting through on balls, trying to slow down Romero from getting any clean looks, keeping our hands up. And so we were just trying to come together and focus on things that we could control and fix going into the second half.
Jordan? Okay. We'll get a mic to you.
And I guess just for both seniors, the coach was just saying, it's the type of run that you just don't want to end. What's going through your mind now that the career is over and there is not a next game coming up?
Well, I'm proud. I'm very proud of what we've been able to accomplish over our 4 years. I don't think anyone expected us to do what we've done, and for that I'm extremely grateful and proud. I'll never be ashamed to say that I was a player at Oregon State, but it is hard because you put so much time and effort into 4 years, and no one sees what goes on behind the scenes. No one sees just everything that goes on. So it's tough, but at the end of the day, I am so grateful to have played with Sydney Weiss. What she's been able to do is uncanny. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. And I'm just extremely proud to call her my friend, my sister. And sorry, just proud.
I agree with what Gabby said. It has exceeded expectations. And we're a family forever. And so as painful as it is, we've done some incredible things that we will be able to cherish for the rest of our lives. And so, incredibly thankful for Coach Ruick, especially. He started all of it. And so, he's the one that brought us all here. He had faith in us from the beginning. The senior class is so special. I think once we stepped foot on campus, we were sisters right from the jump. And we have maintained that tight bond throughout 4 years, and it's going to continue on. And so, more than just basketball, I think, the season might be over, but these friendships and these relationships are going to go on forever.
Yes.
Shel Smith, ESPNW. Gabby, what was most surprising about the way today went?
I can't say if it's really a surprise. I think, you expect everyone's best effort this time of the year for sure. And they certainly, we started well, but they started coming back and hitting really, really tough shots. And it's kind of hard to do something about that, but you just try and make it as uncomfortable for them. I think we could have done things to adapt a little bit better, but it's tough. They played a great game. You just give them credit. They hit tough shots, and we try to get back. It's definitely hard to, once you've kind of dug a hole, to get back against a team like this. Their athleticism is very impressive. It's nothing really surprising, but I think we just thought we had a great chance.
Jordan?
And Sydney, just can you talk a little bit about Florida State's guard, Leticia Romero? She ended up scoring 18 points, and one of the first really big games she's had in a little while. Just what was it like out there against a Spanish Olympian?
She's good. Bottom line, she's a great player. She was hitting tough pull-up jumpers. I know our game plan going in was to take away the three-point line because she's one of the best three-point shooters in the country. And so we were doing what we could against her, and it felt like we were right there, but it's never close enough with her. And so she did a great job running the show, hitting shots, and whenever they needed a big play, she came through for them. Gabby did amazing stuff against her in the second half and really made it tough for her to get any good looks. And so we adjusted and we did the best that we could against her, but I think that she got going early in the first half and carried that through for the rest of the game.
Okay, thank you, ladies. And again, congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Go Beavs.
Now we'll open up for questions for Coach Ruick.
Shel Smith, ESPNW. Scott, can you talk about that stretch to open the second half? Because obviously you come in at halftime and there are things you want to do, and then they come right back out at you again and take the lead.
Well, starting it off with the turnover, it didn't help. That hurt. That created momentum for them. And so, we talked about being the team that did what they did coming out, and you never know exactly how it's going to go, but you give them credit. Offensive rebound, putback, transition bucket, and then, the turnover number jumped, obviously, in the second half a lot for us as we were pressing a little bit. And so, what can you say? You give them credit. They came out and hit shots.
Jordan Culver with the Tallahassee Democrat. Coach, after that first quarter, how confident were you just in your team's ability to really put this game away after being up as much as 17 in the first?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if you're ever confident against a team as good as this. You're playing well, but they're capable of it as well. So you want to sustain. I thought our defense. I thought we had a little stretch early in the second quarter where we did not have the same intensity, and that gave them momentum. For whatever reason that is, I'm not sure why. But we're not challenging quite the same, and shots go down when you're not within arm's length. You don't have a chance. Those shots are going to go down for them. I thought we did a phenomenal job for the most part, making them take tough shots. They hit tough shots. Transition hurt us, turnovers hurt us, and offensive rebounds hurt us. Even though we won the boards, they had 11, so they only had 5 boards in the second half, but they converted probably every single one of them. Or drew a foul. So those hustle plays and their athleticism, I thought, was the difference.
All right, Mike Robertson, hoopfeed.com. So, Coach, both teams had a tough time behind the arc. Was that the defense by both teams or just off shooting?
That's a great question. I think that we both made each other really work. We chased them hard all day, and when this team scores below 60, typically they're susceptible to losing. Same's true for us. And that's usually one of our advantages, is knocking threes down and having the discipline to eliminate other teams in that regard. If you would have told me before the game they don't hit a three, I would have said, we probably won the game. And so for us, obviously it wasn't a great shooting game for us, especially from out there. Why? I'm not sure. The shots that Sid got, I would say definitely a few of them were forced, but she also got shots that she hits. And so the ball just didn't go down. I thought we got some good looks, and it just didn't drop. And when you look at this game, you look at every statistical category, with the one that really stands out is turnovers. But other than that, it's shooting the ball, and we just did not shoot well enough to beat this team today.
Go ahead, Jordan. Jane.
So, Florida State, 0 5 from three-point range. Shakayla Thomas, 5 of 17. Typically, that's a recipe for beating the Seminoles. I mean, what does it say about Florida State being able to survive and advance against you guys, even though their bread and butter was kind of taken away from them?
Yeah, great teams have ways of winning any which way, and that's what we've done all year. That's how you get to near 30 wins, 31, 28. You get there by being adaptable, playing fast, playing slow, playing through adversity, playing through foul trouble, whatever it may be. Today we took that away, and they hurt us inside, and so I think it just put more emphasis on offensive rebounds, on transition, and if you look at their transition points or points off turnovers, those were created by their defense, and so they rode their defense today, and their defense created points for them. Our defense did not.
Keenan Punkocher, Orange Media Network. Coach, after a tough loss like this, what do you just tell your senior class after they've had so much success over the years? What do you tell them after something like this?
Yeah, there's a lot to tell them. There's a lot to tell them. I had 3 minutes, and maybe not even that long in there with them, and I just told them that I loved them. What they've done is incredible. And last year's group was very similar, and this group carried it forward. And they've established a culture that is going to remain after them, and they've been everything a coach could hope for. And how hard it was. I mean, for what this team accomplished this year, to be picked fifth, and some people thought fifth in the Pac-12 was generous, to be honest, before the season, to barely be ranked before the season, and then to win this conference for the third straight year, which is the best in the country this year. That speaks directly to their leadership and how hard we had to push, and that's what Gabby was alluding to. Nobody sees all that stuff behind the scenes that got this team with so much transition going into this year to play at a level capable of being a Sweet 16 team or beyond, and so I'm just so super proud of them. I don't think that their careers are going to be defined by today. That would be a mistake, in my opinion. Certainly, we would like to continue to play. We wanted to win today. But what they've accomplished in all the first, nobody would argue if you hung all 4 of them up in Gill Coliseum. That's what they've done.
We're going to let Coach Rueck get back to his team. Again, congratulations on the great season.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Again, as a reminder, video recording is not permitted in the interview room. Recording courtesy of Hammond Communications will be available as soon as this news conference is complete at ncaa.com/media. Good afternoon, and please welcome Florida State Seminoles head coach Sue Simrau. and our student athletes, Ivy Slaughter and Leticia Romero. First, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Simrau, and then we'll open it up for questions for our student athletes. Coach?
Well, we're thrilled, obviously, with a win over a great Oregon State team. To win 31 games, you have to be a very, very good basketball team, and they do a tremendous job with the program. And having lost some players last year and having some new kids step into roles, just really want to compliment the job that Scott has done with his team. As far as our team goes, it's all starts on the defensive end. And, Ivy Slaughter and Brittany Brown have really been the two catalysts in that area. We started slowly. Again, that big gap of time, I think, maybe is what's kind of tough for us, but started slowly. But for Ivy to open up the second half with that big steal, I think gave us a ton of energy, and that's what she can do. 9 steals in a postseason game, I understand, is a record, and that's couldn't go to a more deserving young lady. For Shakayla Thomas to have another double-double, for Leticia to work as hard as she did to get the ball, and that they made it really, really hard. I thought Brittany did a tremendous job on Sydney, and when we said it was going to be a team effort to stop somebody that is as talented as Sydney Weiss, and to keep her in single-digit scoring is a tremendous feat for our basketball team.
Thanks, Coach. And now on to questions for our student athletes only. Again, please state your name and media outlet before every question, and please direct your question directly to a student athlete.
Leticia, Michelle Smith from ESPNW. Can you just talk about the start of the game and, maybe what you guys were thinking or what you were saying in huddles as you're looking up at the scoreboard?
I honestly don't know what we're thinking because we start really slow. I think we hold back. We didn't, we weren't being aggressive. And, they started really good. They knew we could shoot the three-point line and the three-pointer, and they just didn't let us shoot. They denied us. We didn't know how to play, and I think the biggest thing for us today was that we were able to come back and to overcome that.
Jordan Colbert, House Democrat. Ivy, 11 points, 9 steals against a very tall Oregon State team. What was it like out there for you? And was this the most physical game that you've played in as a Seminole? Saw a lot of hits and bodies going to the floor.
I would say it was one of the most physical games that I played in. They were very big. They had really good posts. They can rebound really well, and I think that I just tried to use my athleticism as much as I could, and I think it really helped us.
Name and media outlet.
Cheryl Coward, hoopfeed.com. Your coach touched a little bit about this on coming out in the second half with defense, but for both of you, what were the things that stuck out in your mind as what you needed to do to come out that fast and just take over?
I think getting stops on defense. We know how good our defense can be, and honestly, for me, seeing what Ivy was doing in defense, getting steals, just being everywhere, gave us a lot of security, and that confidence transferred to the offensive end of the floor too. So I think she really changed a lot of things in this game.
For Ivy, Arya Masudi, Seminoles.com.
Media outlet, name and outlet, please.
Arya Masudi, Seminoles.com.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
For Ivy, when you see Letty come out the way she does, just how much more confidence does that give your basketball team, and how much does that open up your offense?
It gives us a lot more confidence. I believe that we all, kind of like Letty said, we came out a little slow, we had a lot of jitters. And I think that we all just tried to fight as much as we can. We have nothing to lose, it's win or go home. And we knew that, and especially when Letty started going, when she starts going, everybody else gets going, especially on the offensive end. And I think it was amazing that she got going.
Jordan Culver with the Democrat again. Ivy, just how much pride do you take in kind of doing all these plays that are considered the dirty work? You take the charges, you get the steals, you're always up in someone's face. Talk about the level of pride you take in that type of play.
I think that the whole world knows that I'm not the best scorer or I'm not the best, defender on the team, but I just know that
She definitely is.
I just know that, with my rebounding and with me taking charges and helping the team, that's what they need for us, to win the game, and I do it to my best ability.
Hi, ladies. Janie McCauley from Associated Press. Ivy, when did you realize as a girl that you had good hands and quick hands and were able to make those kind of plays? And have you ever had a game like that?
Well, funny story, I started doing gymnastics when I was younger, and I guess that helped me with, flexibility, quick agilities. But then my mom made me decide I either had to play basketball or do gymnastics, and gymnastics was very costly, and I chose basketball. And I think that really helped me a lot with just my hands, hand-eye coordination.
We're happy you did.
It was 5th grade, around 12 years old.
Aria Masudi, Seminoles.com for Letty. Letty, when you're down 21-4, and then in that second half, that third quarter, that surge, is that kind of the moment when you guys first took the lead that you kind of felt like all the momentum shifted?
I think it was the steal from Ivy, honestly, because I was confident that after in the second half we were gonna have a different kind of game. I saw everybody was locked in, so everybody ready to go to fight, and just seeing that the first possession we get a steal and we kept going and going. That gave me so much energy to just play my game and help the team. So it was that moment.
Over here.
Michelle Smith, ESPNW. Letitia, this is going to be a familiar opponent in terms of this round. And you guys a couple of years ago played an Elite Eight game against South Carolina. What do you remember about that game? What do you bring from that game into this game now?
What I remember is that it was a fight. Like I remember finishing the game and my whole body was hurting, and we fought, and they did too, and it was a really good game. We ended up losing by, I think it was 4 points, and 6 actually, and I cannot even tell you like the little details, but it was just a battle. And whoever wanted more and made plays and all of these things, I think is what's gonna come down to.
Thomas Lawrence, Stockton Record. Letitia, what kind of experience do you gain from playing for Spain? How does that help in moments like this and in pressure-filled games like this?
I think that leadership that you see in older players, I think I learned a lot from professional players. You see the national team, and they are all professional players playing overseas. They had really good careers, and they know how to change things. They know how to act whenever we're down. They know how to motivate teammates. I think I try to bring that to our team this year, and especially the mentality of, we have to make the most of it every single day. You can't just go through emotions for the whole week and expect to come to the game and be good. And I think our team has, this year has been a really good year in terms of coming prepared to every practice.
Last question, name and outlet.
Okay, Mike Robertson, hoopfeed.com. So, Ivy, you nearly had a triple-double pulling a Russell Westbrook. How do you attest to the versatility you have? You had most of your rebounds are offensive, so how do you attest to your versatility all across the board?
I think that because I'm quicker than a lot of posts, then I'm able to get around them and use my feet to be able to get rebounds. And our coaches told us from the start of the week that when we knew we were playing Oregon State that they were an amazing rebounding team, and we couldn't just have one shot. We had to go get second and third chance points, and I think I just took that to heart, and knowing that I can rebound really well, that's what I tried to do.
Well, again, thank you, ladies, and congratulations. Now we'd like to open up questions for Coach Simrau. Name and outlet, please.
Hi, Sue. Michelle Smith, ESPNW. Can you talk about the start of the game and what you were thinking when you looked up at the scoreboard? And was it a change that you needed to make to get things to shift, or do you think that was, doing what you guys usually do?
That's a great question, Michelle. I was stunned. I was stunned that we were missing the shots we were missing. I felt like the defensive end was affected by our offensive unproduction. But we knew that if we could convince them how good they were defensively, how good we are defensively, that things could change. And I think Brittany Brown really started to become an aggressor, and a lot of people followed suit.
Hi, Sue. Janie McCauley from AP. How do you convince a team in the Sweet 16 you're really good on defense? I mean, how do you say it? How do you motivate them to actually do it?
Yeah, and it's a great question. This team, I wanted to spend another week with this team because I want them so badly to believe in themselves even more than they do. I don't know if you've seen the Dove ads where they sketch a woman who's describing herself, and then they sketch a woman who has just met this other woman, and they ask that woman to sketch the same woman. And we describe ourselves often as not as beautiful as we are, whereas another man or woman will describe us as more warm and open and the smile. So we're our worst critic. They also did a guys commercial with that too, and it was pretty interesting that the guys thought they were a lot better looking than they really are. But we talked about that, and I thought it was interesting that Dove sponsored some things in our locker room, and we were able to go back to that because we had showed them that clip, and really to help them believe that they're better than they are.
Name and outlet.
Aria Masudi, Seminoles.com. Coach, it seemed like the last media timeout of the game, you guys were only up maybe a basket or two. That timeout, it seemed like your seniors were doing most of the talking in the huddle. What were they saying, and just how proud of you are you of them for finishing the game the way they did?
Yeah, they were locked in, and we were talking about the adjustments that we were going to be making, and they did a phenomenal job of communicating those things to each other in the huddle and then on the court. And you can have one person mess up and bam, game changes. And they locked each other in. Nikki Ikamu came in and did a great job as a young freshman on Sydney Weiss. They locked her in as well. Ahmed Degbion coming in late in the game for that defensive adjustment. They really took it, all the credit goes to them.
Name and outlet.
Ben Brinder, the State Newspaper. Back here.
Hi.
Just what memories stand out from the 2015 game against South Carolina, and what does it mean to meet them again at this juncture?
Well, it's really not even that game. We've scrimmaged them the last 2 years, and we love that opportunity because we have so much respect for South Carolina and the job that Don's done and the program and the team that they've put together. So really, you look back more to those scrimmage situations, and then as a scrimmage partner, you follow them throughout the year just because you're kind of a fan. And so, just have a ton of respect for who they are and how far they've come.
So Michelle Smith.
Yeah.
A couple of questions. One, what is it about the Elite Eight game? I've talked to a lot of coaches and players through the years who will say this one is maybe the toughest one of all of them because you're sitting right at the foot of the Final Four.
Yeah.
If you can talk about that a little bit. And Also, Ivy, just, I mean, even you talked about not seeing yourself. She's sitting up there saying, I'm not the best at this, I'm not the best at that. She had a game-changing performance for you guys today.
Yeah, I'll address that first because there's so many young women that just, and you love it because they're not cocky, and at the same time, it's a confidence that we're trying to instill. And we talk in our program about becoming strong, beautiful, powerful women. And that's more important to me than whether or not we go to the Final Four, is that that character is developed in these young women, and I have an amazing staff that helps us with that. This game, you know, it's so interesting because I remember when I was a young coach hearing people say, why is your goal the Final Four? Because then you're going to get to the Final Four and you've achieved your goal. And so I think, but that's what, again, people hear, you know, that's the pinnacle. And for so many programs, seems to be the pinnacle. And so there's a lot of pressure that is put on to get to that game. So I think that's probably a big reason for it. And, you know, we've experienced it before. So I think that is a benefit for us that we didn't have maybe a few years back.
Janie McCauley from AP again. Sue, what are some of the quirks or the intensity that you see in Staley, in Dawn, and wanting to scrimmage with her program every year? And
quirks?
You know, well, her team was talking about her lifesaver chomping habit.
Hilarious.
And just Tara Vanderveer has talked about her snapping her rubber band when she was playing at Virginia. I mean, she's intense, and you've seen her over the years a little bit, and won a scrimmager each season.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I have so much respect for her as, you know, as a member of the ACC. We're really proud of the level of play that she brought to the ACC. As a competitor, I don't look at the quirks. I look at her team and what her team is able to do, and I think that really her team speaks volumes for who she is.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Congratulations, and we'll see you Monday.
Thank you.